where are we on this case?
As of yesterday, Vishon told me she is 5th on the list. So this is the client that was sent to DTR I think 2 weeks ago or so when we came in, she was 10th on the list. Now she's in 5th. She has been in custody since August. Part of it is, of course, that she did get an MTR and accepts responsibility, but
she looks exactly like her mom.
They
or
do.
should I say her mom looks
yes.
Yeah.
And the reason why
that's a good thing.
They could be sisters.
They do. If somebody would say, are these two people related? I would say, yes, they are.
Exactly. And so her mom's in Baytown. She would like Layla, rather than continue to wait for a bed and go through DDRF, she would.
Everyone, please whisper. We're on the record, sort of.
Sorry. So she has a place for Layla to live. She's already reached out to a mental health psychiatrist.
All right, so we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 3464, State of Texas versus Layla Tanton for defense.
Lauren Lefton.
All right. And are you Ms. Tanton?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is a case where the defendant had entered a plea of true to a violation of condition number 1 on April 16th. There was an agreement that was reached with the state, which the court followed, which was to deny and alternate amend conditions to MIC evaluation and DDRF and anger management. And it's the court's understanding that she was accepted to DDRF. However, there's a wait time for DDRF. And in April, the court asked that it be expedited. And counsel, I understand that you say that she's been in custody for a while, but part of that was because of the new number 1 and the motion to revoke.
Yes, but she had actually been ordered to DDRF prior to the motion to revoke and had kind of gone through the process prior to the MTR. And I think had maybe just been put on the official waiting list, like completed the evaluations and approval process. But she has been in custody since August of 23, kind of going through this process. And she did complete the anger management while in custody since the last court date. She does have the certificate of completion.
Okay. All right. Probation?
Yes, sir.
With regards to this case, the reason why it was brought back is because she said that she could stay with her mom, but children always assume they can do things just because it's mom and mom is going to say yes. So I ordered the defense and to have the mom present so I could ask her whether or not she could stay and whether or not there were arrangements that are going to be made to address her mental health issues. So with regards to the DDRF, she's 5th on the list.
That is what according to yesterday.
And we don't know how long that means. All right. Is there any concern with her being violent or anything of that nature?
Your Honor, the concern for violence in regards to incidents that happened in the jail where the number 1 was issued, that's the only concern that we have. We have not been able to supervise Stanton to give you further.
All right. Do you have any witnesses?
If the court would like, I could ask some questions of Ms. Diaz, who's on Zoom.
All right. Are you Crystal Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand. Any objections to her appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If you'll state your name for the record.
Crystal Diaz.
All right. Defense.
Crystal, what is your relationship to Layla?
Mother.
Okay. And are you wanting her to reside with you in your home rather than attend the DDRF program at this time?
At this time, yes.
And what support can you provide her to be successful in your home?
I have health insurance on her, and I have a vehicle, so I can make sure that she attends, continues her practice with psychiatry. I know that she's been taking medication, or she was taking medication. I don't know if she still is. So she'll need to continue those meds. And so I am able to get her into a physician because I do have her on my medical insurance.
And do you have a name of a psychiatrist she could see to provide to the court?
Yes, it is a Rudy Lozano Carry-On.
Okay, and how long has Layla been getting psychiatric services in Baytown?
Since she was in 3rd grade.
Okay, and do you believe that the time Layla has spent in custody has helped change the direction she's been going on in terms of her choices?
Honestly, all I can say is I hope.
And
You
do you
know,
think,
I hope so.
but you're ready to support her to be successful on probation if
I
released?
will support her as long as she is doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Okay, so you're gonna hold her accountable.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I've always have. So that's a lot of the reason why she has been in and out of my home. I will hold her accountable, and you know, unfortunately, if she knows if she does not change and does not stick with the plan, she will not be in my home.
Do you feel that she's ready to stick with the plan at this time?
I am really praying that she is, and she's told me that she is, and all I can do is give her this chance. But she knows that she's become a young adult, and my chances with her are wearing thin, but I want to give her an opportunity to definitely, you know, give it a shot as long as she's willing to, you know, attend the medical appointments, you know, get a job and do good, make smart choices with friends. And then, you know, I'm going to do whatever I can to support her.
Thank you. No further questions, Cheryl.
All right. I just have a few. So you said the psychiatrist that she's seeing is Dr. Rudy Lozano Carry-On?
That is the psychiatrist. So the doctor that she has seen since she was a child, Mohammed Ahmed, is not taking our insurance. So I had to find a new physician. It would have been ideal to stick with Dr. Ahmed because they do have a really good relationship. You know, he's been very supportive of Layla. Layla was in a very bad car accident at the age of 16, and you know, he was right there supporting her through that with the trauma that she experienced from that. So, but unfortunately, she will have to see a new physician, and this is the physician that my insurance has recommended to me.
All right. And do you already have an appointment scheduled for her if she's released to stay with you?
I have not scheduled her an appointment yet because she is an adult. She has to call, especially with psychiatry services. She has to call and initiate that herself. You know, she has to be the willing participant as the adult saying, you know, you know, I'm a new patient. I need this treatment. Here's my history. She has to give that information herself. But as she comes into my home, I'm going to make sure that that is done immediately. So that is how I guess I'm going to help facilitate that. But they want her to make that initial phone call.
All right. And do you have any fear for your safety if she were allowed to stay with you?
No.
Okay.
I know that she can, you know, you're talking about anger management, and yes, she is angry, but she's not a violent person. I mean, she's been in an environment that is violent itself. So it's, you know, that's kind of the survival mode. I think she also feels that, you know, a lot of times it's, from my understanding, for her to defend herself.
All right. And is there a place for her to have outpatient treatment as it relates to any type of drug addictions?
I know that there's like an A, and I'm sure that the physician, once we get there, there'll be recommendations that he can give us as far as outpatient. But I know that there are like Alcohol Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous as well in the area.
All right, so and do you have a landline phone?
No, ma'am.
All right, because GPS is going to be one of the best things. And I think GPS still only does landline.
I thought they didn't, I thought they could do it without a link.
All right, if you all will check into that, and I'm going to order GPS until she has some treatment sessions with the psychiatrist under her belt. Yes.
Is that going to be reward for these and break fees or one or two of yes outside?
Which do you think is best?
Judge, depending on whether you're going to give her permission to transfer, we'll determine that.
All right, well, we'll,
Are you?
as far as transfer, as soon as possible. I know probation has to contact, I guess, the office in Baytown to see if they'll accept her.
Right, but because it's within the state of Texas, we can go ahead and let her go.
All right, then let's do it immediately then.
So through work release.
Yes.
And I was,
Thank you.
Ms. Diaz, if you need to get a landline in the next few days, are you willing to do that?
Actually, I think my internet that I have, I think it comes with free landline. I just don't utilize it. So I'll need to check on that. I think I just got rid of my phone because we weren't using it.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Layla Tim.
All right, you understand that if I follow this plan, you need to stay with your mom.
Yes, ma'am.
If there's an issue with your mom, maybe your mom no longer wants you to stay there, or there's some type of blow up. If it's an emergency situation, you can leave, but you'll need to immediately call your probation officer and let them know. And then you're going to come back to Bexar County. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not allowed to leave her residence without permission from the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I say leave her residence, of course, you can go to your doctor's appointments. But I mean, spending the night somewhere else, being around this ex-boyfriend. And what's the ex-boyfriend's name?
Michael Martin.
Michael Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to have any contact with Michael Martin. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And these friends that are in the police reports that you've been hanging around with, you're not allowed to do that. You're allowed to concentrate on your mental health, to concentrate on completing this probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So they proceeded on count 2. And let me see. The range of punishment for that is 2 to 20 years in prison. So if a motion to revoke is filed against you, and it's proven to be true, you're looking up at potentially 20 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you had better start taking this very seriously, and you need to make that appointment with your psychiatrist. And I'm going to order that you make that appointment with your psychiatrist within 7 days. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That means you pick up the phone, you call them, you make an appointment. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you're going to turn that over to probation.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I'll do is I'll alter them in conditions. And she is to the following. She's to reside with her mother. And I'm sorry, what is your full name again? Crystal?
Diaz.
She's to reside with Crystal Diaz. You're not allowed to leave or live anywhere else without the court's permission. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There is to be GPS, waive fees, and that will be done through work release. And it will be GPS partial for medical appointments. And that's all I'm going to do it for now. And then once I see that there's improvement, then I'll allow her to do other things.
And we'll check in with the court if there's job opportunities and see if the court will give us permission for that
Yes.
when the time is right.
Yes. So there'll be medical appointments. She is to contact Dr. Rudy Lozano Carrion. within 7 days. And there'll be intensive outpatient treatment with probation. And there'll be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And there'll be a transfer to Baytown.
Baytown. Yes.
What is the county?
Harris. It's part of Harris County.
Okay. Probation, is there anything else? All of the conditions are of course to remain.
So that, can we just put on the record that DDRF is held in abeyance or no longer?
All right, DDRF will be held in abeyance. And for the record, the reason why the court is doing that is because according to defense counsel, the defendant has been in custody since August. And I have on my docket sheet that DDRF was ordered expedited on April 16, 2024. And she is number 5 on the list for DDRF. And no one knows what time frame that is. It could be this month. It could be 3 months from now. No one has any idea of the time frame. So that is the reason why the court is alternating and amending conditions to have her see medical personnel outside of custody. And for the record, the court has reviewed the Takami screening and also the TAP evaluation. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, who are you going to be residing with?
My mom, Kristen.
And when are you allowed to stop residing with your mom?
Not at work unless.
Until I say so. You understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, your mom is stepping up, allowing you to live with her. And I know sometimes people will say, I'm an adult. I can do this, I can do that. But you can't, because that's your mom's house. So if your mom wants the television off at 10, it's got to be off at 10. And I say this from experiences with my grandmother when children would transition, you know, from the military and then move from our house. It was, hey, these are the rules. And they would come to my mom. Is she allowed to do that? My mom's like, yeah, those are the rules. Get your own place and you can do what you want to do. So for now, you are going to be living with her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going to end up happening is as soon as they have the GPS monitor, then you'll be free to reside with your mom. And you all have to work on if somebody's picking her up.
We'll arrange transportation.
All right. Anything else?
No, thank you very
All
much.
right. You're welcome. All right. Good luck to you. Have a great one.
You too. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right. Are we here for sentencing?
I believe so, Judge. We had reset it for a couple of weeks. For sentencing only. I didn't know if that meant there would be a TAP evaluation or not, but apparently not. So,
Well, on this case, it would be, I think you all, both parties agreed to provide the court with a IC.
oh, well, I guess that would be the state because I certainly don't have access to
Yeah.
that.
Because I believe that the state is silent.
Correct. If I'm not mistaken, Judge, your history is some misdemeanors.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 5145, State of Texas versus Missy Anna Torres. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
I'm sorry, Robert Behrens for Ms. Torres.
And are you Ms. Torres? All right, you need to speak up so the court reporter can hear. All right, we're here for sentencing today. According to the plea bargain agreement, she pled no contest to count 2 of the indictment. She applied for deferred adjudication. The state is proceeding only on count 2 according to the plea bargain agreement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and the state is silent on the defendant's application. The court requested that the defendant's criminal history be provided to the court. There were no objections to the court receiving that from the state. Is that correct?
Correct.
And any objections to the court reviewing that?
No, Judge, of course not.
Right. Thank you, state. All right, the state is silent. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, of course, Ms. Torres is hoping you'll grant her application for deferred. She's in self-employed cleaning houses. She has several customers that rely on her. She has a few kids. She's just asking for the court to maybe direct her to some outpatient treatment because she believes she needs some help with this problem. And other than that, again, she's just hoping you'll grant her application.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Honor. Missy Torres, Missy Ann Torres.
All right, so you're gonna get drug tested today. What are the results gonna be?
They will come back a positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine.
All right, so how often are you using meth?
I only do it when I'm under stress, and I did it because I could get denied for adjudication, so
I'm sorry, what?
I could get denied the application. So I was kind of, I just do it when I'm under stress. So I know I have a problem and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just, when I'm under stress and I was, really scared. So, and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it, every day, like I said.
All right, so how many children do you have?
I have 3,
What are their ages?
11, 8, and 5.
And where are they now?
2 of them are with their dad and 1 is with my grandma.
All right, with your grandmother, so their great grandmother?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, do you help take care of your children?
Yes.
How
I-
often?
I see them every other weekend and I don't pay child support, but I pay them. My exes and I have my daughter. My daughter is with me.
No, you just said your daughter is with the
Yeah,
great
but
grandmother.
I live with my grandmother. This was it.
All right.
So I help take care of her. She
Right.
helps me take care of her.
Okay. So one, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be cleaning houses
Okay.
because of the nature of this offense. And 2, I don't think it's appropriate for you right now to be taking care of your children.
That's why I'm asking for help, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
That's why I was asking for help, Your Honor. That's why.
All right, your help is not going to be outpatient treatment if I grant this application for deferred adjudication. So you're going into custody today.
Okay.
All right. So it's just a matter of what I'm going to do with you. I will tell you the court's issue, and if you want to address this, I know the state is proceeding on count 2 of possession, but she had a lot of drugs with her.
No,
So I don't understand if you're working homes, then why do you have a scale with
Wait.
you? Because that's, according to this, you had drugs, you had a scale in your purse, and there were baggies totaling 32.0 grams.
well, Your Honor, I was a heavy user back then, and it was.
Oh, you're not, I tell you what, I don't think, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I don't think you were using 32 grams of meth.
It was only 28.
No, you have meth here for 4.964 grams, and you also have meth for 27.459 grams. And what you pled to in count 2 was a possession 4 to 200 grams. So this is not a possession 1 to 4. So we're talking about 27 grams. And according to the stipulations, that what was found in your bag, it says, I searched her bag and inside a Paris Hilton makeup bag box were baggies, a scale, and crystal-like substance inside a cut vacuum sealed bag. That's from your Paris Hilton makeup bag.
So what I had, the meth was it was double bagged in a sandwich bag. So yes, ma'am, I know it was 20, but it's because that was my personal. I didn't have any other. And last time I went, they tried to only give me which was 14 grams. So I had to.
No, what I'm telling you is, they said the baggie found in Robert's pocket tested positive for meth and had a field weight of
That was
6.12
Robert's,
grams.
that wasn't mine.
No, I'm not saying that was yours. So the 6.12 grams that were found in his pocket, they're saying that was his. It was in his pocket. But the baggie, which was found in Missy's purse, tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 32.09 grams. Now, mind you, what they do in the field, I already know that testing drugs in the field are not legal for court. So I'm not considering the weight and what they said in the field. I'm considering what has been given to me for laboratory reports. So this was the professionals testing it, not a presumptive. And it says 27.459 grams was the net weight of the meth that you had in your Paris Hilton bag.
Yes, Your Honor. And I will say that I used to use a whole ounce within 2 to 3 days. So I was a heavy user, and like I said, they tried to give me half of that the last time, and right now it's going for 250. So if I'm paying 250, I wanted the whole thing. I wanted to make sure. I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry. Excuse me for being.
No, I
transparent.
want you to be honest and I want you to be transparent.
I'm sorry for being transparent, but it's something that I feel like I work for my money, and I didn't want just to get gypped again. I can promise you I didn't sell anything. It was because I've been gypped many times. So I did get it. Now it was double bagged because I don't know, that's the way they gave it to me. I can't, and it is my mistake, and I'm taking full responsibility, but I wasn't selling drugs. I wouldn't, I have a job, and back then I was, a heavy user where I would just do it before work, after work, and I didn't have my children in my life. Now I do have my children back in my life, and I'm trying to be a good mom. So I thank you for, giving me an inpatient program.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm going to give you
Oh, I'm
inpatient.
sorry.
What I'm saying is that you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. So it's very important that you be 100% honest with me, because I'm telling you, the state proceeded on a possession, but the amount of drugs you had and the way they were packaged, that's concerning for the court. So you're saying that you just bought a bunch of meth and you were saving it up for use?
So I would use within 2 to 3 days, that was all my personal. Like I said, they tried to sell me half of that one time, and I went back to the same person, but I said, I'm gonna weigh it myself to make sure I'm getting the right amount, because I'm an addict. I'm sorry, I am. And we're not.
So you travel with your own scale?
Well, at the time I did, because like I said, I've been gypped, and when you're an addict, that's all you think of, just how to get, make sure you're getting what you need. And honestly, I can see where I made my mistake, but I'm being honest with you. It was my skeleton measure. So my personal, that's it. And I don't know if Robert would tell you that was my personal as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to call him or anything you can if you want to. But he would tell you that's what I used to pick up.
Oh, no, I'm not going to be calling Robert, because Robert probably has a case of his own.
Right. But I'm saying Robert can tell you too, within 3 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, really, it would have been gone, and I would have been back doing it again. Now I don't. It was kind of like a stress thing. And
Where did you get your drugs to use today before you came to court?
Just an old friend. I hadn't talked to him since, and it was on Saturday when I knew it was, coming, and I guess I felt,
Good. Can I
Yes.
say something? I think the fact that she would actually go out and do the same drugs that she's about to get sentenced for in a couple of days, I think really speaks to the fact that she has a serious addiction problem that I think only rehab can treat. And if you decide that's ISF or SATF or SAFE, we understand that, but I think she really needs treatment.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is there anything else for me to say? All right. This is what the court is going to do. I see that she hasn't been to prison before. I'm going to find her guilty, sentence her to 6 years in the prison, the therapeutic community. There's to be no contact with Robert Marble, give her credit for any time served, and I'll retain jurisdiction.
Okay.
And you can explain to her what that means. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. I'll tell them. So here's the thing. When I say that I'm going to retain jurisdiction, what that means is they're going to take you to prison. If you're following the rules at the prison, if you're working on yourself, because they have programs at the prison, your attorney can file a motion. It's called shock probation. Back when I was growing up, they would have scared straight programs. So shock probation is sort of a scared straight program. So hopefully when you go to prison, you will clear your mind.
Yes.
The drug use or the addiction that you have, the craving that you have will be lifted. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do at the prison, if there are no bad reports at the prison, when your attorney comes back for a request for shock probation, I will strongly consider it. So while you're at the prison, you have 180 days. That's when he needs to bring it back before me before that time period. So you're going to do 6 months. And if you are doing well, if there are no write-ups against you, then the court will strongly consider giving you probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, I mean, these are going to be choices that you make. It's going to be completely up to you whether or not I strongly consider giving you probation. Your attorney will explain it to you further, but any programs that they have at the prison, like the therapeutic community, to address your issue, you need to take it. I know they have parenting classes at the jail. I don't know how long the transfer will be, but you need to take advantage of that. When you see people come before me and they've gone to anger management class, they've done parenting classes, they've availed themselves of everything at the jail and everything at the prison, that is what you need to do. You need to immediately sign up for it. If for some reason there's overcrowding and they don't give it to you, it would be better for you to have signed up for it than to just throw up your hands and say, I'm not trying. Do you understand?
Yes.
And next time, if you have a case before any judge, don't use before coming to court. You understand? But I do appreciate your honesty, but you're going to have to get your life in order. Otherwise, children is going to be without their mom. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Court is calling 2020 CR 4844, State of Texas versus Frank Ruiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garrahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
Alfonso Otero on behalf of Mr. Ruiz. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. And are you Mr. Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Frank Aaron Ruiz III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 4844 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on October 6, 2020 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, violating condition number 5, in Door County, Texas, the defendant Frank Aaron Ruiz III did in there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
True?
True.
All right, state?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated condition.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5. True. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
Yes.
Is adjudicate guilt, revoke the individual's probation, sentence him to 10 months in state jail facility.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Ruiz, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, I guess so.
All right. No, not I guess so. Either you are or you're not. Do you want the court to follow this agreement?
Yes.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court is going to revoke. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. Court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility and give you credit for any time served. Did
Thank
you
you.
review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. because this is a felony conviction. You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we can go off the record. You're gonna find out in your life that the choices we make, sometimes they come back to haunt us. You had a chance on deferred adjudication, which would have meant no conviction. Now you have a felony conviction. You understand?
Yes.
Do better. Good luck to you. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna recall you so that we can get a jury trial date for you.
Okay,
They are, well, Mr. Nicholson, here's the thing, people can't be in two places at the same time. Family violence is in jury trial on another case that's older than yours. I'm only one person. I am not a family violence prosecutor. If I could be a family violence prosecutor, a criminal trial division prosecutor, and a judge at the same time, then we could get your case tried, but that's not gonna happen. They're already in trial, and we have a limited amount of family violence prosecutors. And if you want more family violence prosecutors, then you have to write a letter to the commissioner's court and write a letter to the DA. I have no control over that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you back on July 8th, counsel,
okay,
and then we can get a for sure trial setting.
okay, that sounds good, because I actually, one of the former crime lab experts is no longer with Bear County. So we need to figure out how to get her. I need to
Oh.
confer with the state on that issue.
All right, so, and which expert is this? I'm
This
sorry.
is the GSR expert, Leslie Show.
Oh, she'll show up.
Well, she's in Fort Worth.
Oh, no, if you all would like, maybe you can consider having her appear by Zoom.
Okay,
But the last trial we had here,
Which-
she showed up.
okay. Well, she no longer has access to the file. I just have to get that figured out.
Okay,
Yeah, she's been responsive. It's just, she doesn't have access to the file. She doesn't remember which case we're talking about. She needs that file transferred to her.
okay,
So we'll get it figured out.
all right, all right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, court is calling night mag number 748802, State of Texas versus Sergio Barrera. Are you Sergio Barrera?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter here. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Carmen Tarragona Sáez.
All right, and Mr. Barrera, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give would be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
All right, state your name for the record.
Sergio Barrera.
Sergio Barrera Cantú.
All right, Mr. Barrera, the court has received a violation report. This is the first violation report the court has received from you. This is what the court is going to order. You are to continue with no alcohol use. The ignition interlock will remain, and I'm adding DUI, DWI education course. I'm going to ask that the fees be waived, and I'm going to order 120 sober meetings in 120 days. All right, do you need anything else to remain clean and sober?
No.
All right, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Make sure you report to your pretrial services officer, Miss Money Lawrence. Do you understand?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, thank you. Thank you. It's always
Yeah,
great seeing you.
you
You're looking beautiful. All right, Rudy Trevino. Where's the attorney for Rudy Trevino? Rudy Trevino, step down.
I believe this is also family violence.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll recall this. Are you available to come back on Monday?
Monday's a little tight, but I can be here.
No, I mean, we can do it.
The 10th, if we could do that, that's the Wednesday, I don't know.
No, I can do it, the 8th, the 9th, or the 11th.
The 11th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Rudy Trevino for the 11th? All right, we'll come back on the 11th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir. Don't be talking in the box, inmates. Both of y'all, sit up.
All right, who's the attorney for you? Who's your attorney? All right, your client keeps talking. One, he's talked to his mom. And now he's talking and he keeps saying my bad, but he's not learning. And he's talking to the inmate in the box. That's not allowed. If you continue, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to get sent back and we'll see you when we see you. There is not to be any speaking to each other in the box. There's not to be speaking to family members in the audience. If you want a visitation with your family members, they'll have to do it at the jail. Those are the rules. The deputies are in charge of security. They're already on high alert, and you're just making them on even a higher alert. Tasers can and will be used. Does everybody understand?